On this WrestleTalk news, the real reason Mickie James is in the 2022 Royal Rumble, potential WrestleMania spoilers, the real reason Cody Rhodes missed Battle of the Belts, and more. Subscribe for daily wrestling news videos like this. It's a really lovely and free thing to do. Plus, we're so close to Booyaka 815,000 subs, so go on, do us a favor.
Support WrestleTalk!
WWE shocked the wrestling world this past Friday, and for the first time in a while, not by releasing a bunch of its talent while earning record profits. Instead, announcing a bunch of names for this year's Women's Royal Rumble, including the Bella Twins, Summer Rae, Lita, Michelle McCool, and current Impact Knockouts champion Mickie James. Having Mickie in the Rumble is one thing, but Pat McAfee even acknowledged her as the Impact Knockouts champion on the show, as did WWE's social media accounts. Before you knew it, online chatter blew up as WWE seemingly flung open its own forbidden door, just as AEW did last year by working with Impact, New Japan, and even Ring of Honor on its final show before their hiatus. Current Impact World Champion Moose even got in on the action, asking for a match with Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Yeah, good luck with that one, buddy. For those unsure as to why this is such a shocking thing for WWE to do, the company has always had a shut door policy. Outside of things like name-dropping UFC and the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, WWE has built a wall around itself where it doesn't often reference other wrestling companies, for fear that, I don't know, fans might discover wrestling exists outside of WWE, I guess. But this appears to be a change in philosophy, with fans speculating this could be a working relationship with Impact, particularly now they're no longer working with All Elite Wrestling as they were for most of 2021. There are others though, myself included, who think this is just a one-off appearance and is not the start of a working relationship nor an Impact invasion of WWE. No other Impact talent will appear in the Rumble, and no WWE talent will head to Impact Wrestling. And according to Ringside News, so do take this with a pinch of salt, the truth could possibly lay somewhere in the middle. Ringside News' sources are telling them that the reason Mickie James is in the Royal Rumble match is because WWE needs 30 women for the Royal Rumble. WWE currently only has 21 active names on their women's roster across both Raw and SmackDown, and that includes champion Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch and part-timers like Beth Phoenix and Maryse. It doesn't include potential returns like Asuka, Bayley, or Lacey Evans, or not general manager Sonya Deville, but even with them NXT and NXT UK appearances, there was a need to call in favors. Ringside News also added that the speculation from fans that this is WWE trying to get one over on AEW by working with a company they're no longer doing deals with is not accurate. Ringside News are also reporting that it was John Laurinaitis who reached out to Mickie James to ask her to be in the Rumble, completely unaware that she was working for Impact Wrestling and was their champion. When Mickie informed them that she was under contract with Impact, the response was, "That's not an issue anymore." According to Ringside News, Vince McMahon doesn't care and even okayed mentioning Impact on air as part of the deal. The new philosophy when it comes to booking talent from other companies having one-off appearances in WWE is that there are now no borders. What's interesting about all this was originally a Triple H philosophy back in 2015 when he brought in Samoa Joe. The original idea for Joe is that he was not signed by WWE, even appearing for Ring of Honor at the same time he was doing dates with NXT. We also saw this with James Storm coming in for a few NXT dates on TV around the same time. It was short-lived, however, as Storm didn't sign with WWE and Joe did put pen to paper to go with NXT full-time. But it is interesting that Vince McMahon is now employing Triple H's no borders philosophy many years later. And while it seems that Impact is very happy to have Mickie James appear in the Rumble, with Scott D'Amore even saying she can carry the belt with her to the match, Sean Ross Sapp over at Fightful Select is reporting that Mickie James is not under contract with Impact Wrestling, which actually sort of counters Ringside News' reports. While they are working to confirm exactly what her deal is, whether it's pay per appearance for example, they do say it's not an exclusive deal, which would allow her to do things like work for WWE on special one-off appearances. A further souring of the idea of this as a working relationship between WWE and Impact is that no WWE talent appeared at last night's Impact tapings. It was also speculated that Mickie James might drop the Impact Knockouts Championship to Deonna Purrazzo at Hard to Kill, as they had set up Purrazzo vs ROH Women's Champion Roxy at last December's Final Battle, with the idea that the ROH title, Purrazzo's AAA Reina de Reinas Championship, and the Knockouts belt would be on the line. That of course didn't happen, with James retaining over Purrazzo on Saturday night. The Roxy match for the ROH Women's Championship, and only the ROH Women's Championship, took place at last night's Impact tapings. The James Purrazzo match was the main event of Hard to Kill, which many speculated was because of the buzz around Mickie James being announced for the Rumble. But Fightful Select note this was not a reactionary move and had been the planned main event for several weeks, with one source comparing it to the Unbreakable 2005 pay-per-view where the X Division title was the main event because it was the hottest feud. Mike Johnson of PW Insider is reporting that internally, Impact was thrilled with the buzz Mickie James being in the Royal Rumble received, feeling it led to a lot of last-minute additional interest in the pay-per-view. It will be interesting over the next few days to find out what other Impact talent make of this potential WWE deal. Carl Anderson, who left WWE on bad terms in 2020, tweeted that he has a lot to say about this, and Maria Kanellis was very vocal against WWE when she was fired in 2020 on our WrestleTalk podcast. What do you make of Mickie James being in the Royal Rumble, and do you think there really is a partnership between WWE and Impact? Let me know in the comments down below. And while Moose may want a match with Universal Champion Roman Reigns, he may not be champion for much longer. Thank you for your support on Patreon, the Cyclone Brandon Sires, and the British Bulldog Philip Boy J. Smith Jr. You can get your own Patreon shoutouts in the WrestleTalk news by going to patreon.com/WrestleTalk. The other shocking announcement from SmackDown this past Friday was that Raw's Seth Rollins would be taking on SmackDown's Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble. It's like Survivor Series has come early. Reigns was missing from day one due to testing positive for COVID-19, where it was reported that he was set to lose his Universal Championship to Brock Lesnar. Instead, Lesnar was added to the WWE Championship Fatal 4-Way, which he won to become the new champion. According to several reports, including a deleted WWE on Fox tweet, the original plan was for Big E to retain his title. However, in the Wrestling Observer newsletter last Friday, Dave Meltzer is reporting that Rollins was 100% supposed to win the WWE Championship and would then defend that title at WrestleMania. There had also been reports that Brock Lesnar vs Roman Reigns was still the direction for Mania, but could either be a Survivor Series style champion versus champion match or with both belts on the line. According to Meltzer, however, the plan is to get back on track and have Lesnar defend his title against Reigns, which would mean that at the Royal Rumble, Seth Rollins could walk out as the Universal Champion and take it over to Raw, while Lesnar would take the WWE Championship to SmackDown and face Reigns for it at Mania. Meltzer expanded on Wrestling Observer Radio, saying, "I was kind of told it's gonna end up where it's supposed to be. So I wonder if that means they're gonna switch the belts," which was not the plan, but maybe how they end up recalibrating everything because of Roman missing the pay-per-view, and them deciding to go with Brock to win the other title because Brock was going to win a title. I don't know that it means Seth wins, but it would make sense that would happen. It should be noted for the sake of clarity, this isn't Meltzer 100% reporting that Seth is winning the title at Royal Rumble, but if the plan is to get back on track, that would be the most logical conclusion. And speaking of champions missing shows where they were supposed to defend their belts, Cody Rhodes was removed from AEW's Battle of the Belt show this past Saturday due to medical protocol. Instead, his brother Dustin Rhodes took his place against Sammy Guevara to crown an interim champion, which Sammy won. As suspected by most people, Rhodes has now confirmed via Instagram stories that he and Brandy missed the show because they are isolating with family that have unfortunately tested positive for COVID. According to Forbes, the Fast Nationals for the Battle of the Belt show say it drew 659,000 viewers, which will end up being between 678 and 705,000 when the official number is revealed today. This is way up from the Christmas 2021 episode, which aired on a Saturday night, and also up from their last regular Saturday night episode of Dynamite back in June.
It is, you mentioned the NXT thing. I was just listening to Sean's Q&A that he was doing on the Patreon, and someone asked him, like, is this because of AEW and losing to AEW when they went head to head? And Sean said, I don't think it helped. It didn't work out, and it feels like Triple H is being punished for that. Whether he is or not, I don't know, but we are going to find out.